Alright, so I don't know if I have enough time to get this across, but in the last video I commented in the comment section about Jupiter Ascending, because I think that's the best movie ever. I bought 3 copies, I want to buy more. They came out with an extended edition where they had like 5 extra minutes of just like scenes of like the spaceships and the cities and stuff. I'd buy it. Anyway, for other people. Anyways, so the first movie took about 3 days, right? So at the end of the entire synopsis, I mean at the end of the film, she couldn't even be entirely sure if she had dreamed it or not, if she hadn't left evidence in the morning when she woke up as evidence for herself before she went on that flight with Kane. So, I know I'm using names now, I've just really seen gay. Okay, so if the second movie was about like 7 days long instead of 3 days long, you can make a really good plot, because the premise is that if she ends the Terces Treaty, then other people can come and colonize her planet, and other people might be able to stake claims, and then business is going to come in, and she would lose a lot of her power as a sovereign, and there would be crime introduced to her planet. And not to mention the people that she'd deal with in business. So you can imagine a part of the movie where she would be trying to get medical attention for her planet, and Kane would say like, you're gonna lose a lot of your sovereign power to aristocrats and bureaucracy if you end this treaty. You're gonna have a war. But Kane's kind of naive, and they kind of like pushing this angle where everyone has a limited amount of information and where they come from in their lives. They express themselves very emotionally. So you can have someone else say, after Kane says there's gonna be a war, the reason is because you're going to lose your sovereign power to aristocrats and bureaucrats. But the premise is you can have like a 7-day-long star battle where you've got different companies, different industries, different dynasties, all these different groups coming together, and it's not like one side versus another side. You got people that are coming there looking for like charity and for security, and people that are coming there to pick up the scraps of a battle, people that are going to collect all this shit. I think I made a video about this before, but the whole premise is that you can easily make a movie founded on the premise that she's ending the Terces contract because she doesn't care that she's going to go to war. She just wants to have medical attention on her planet. So when you imagine that scene where she's signing the docket and Kane says, you're going to have a war, someone goes, yeah, you're going to lose your sovereign power to the aristocrats. The guy that's holding the medical bill, just grinning that he's opening up the floodgates to the entire cosmos of anyone and everyone that can weasel their way in or sneak their way in or bribe their way in. And so you just have a galactic star battle for an entire movie, basically. Like if you had 2 hours of that, that'd be intense. So I just wanted to get that across because I thought that's a movie worth making for sure. Absolutely, I think everyone should buy that too. Like I already know how I want the movie to go. She just tell Kane, you'll inherit everything if I die because I'm gonna start a war. And if you die before that, she'll tell someone else because she doesn't want him to feel pressured or anything. She'll give it to the Aegis. But she doesn't trust the Aegis because she doesn't know how they think or who they actually are, but it's her real only alternative. But she needs to get medical attention to Earth because apparently Earth is, what is the word for it? Overpopulated and ready for harvest. So in other words, there's a lot of people there. A lot of people that she feels that she has a responsibility to. But once all the rich people come onto the planet, I mean the technologically advanced people come onto the planet, they can like contract slaves and they can manipulate the politics of the world. They can hide themselves and embed themselves, and she would have a lot of issues. But before that happens, there's just a whole shit slew of political innuendo which gives rise to conflict. And so given that the House of Abraxas is kind of fallen apart and you don't know where anyone's loyalties lie, people can be exploiting that as an opportunity to engage in a conflict. And so they can bribe people that have power, they can assassinate people that have power. There's a lot of ways that this conflict can arise, and a lot of different teams. You can have like 4 versus 4 and have fucking 16 teams going at each other. And people are traitors, and some are for the good side, but with the bad people, and there's like a thing. That'd be a sweet movie. Peace.